Welcome to episode 12 of the Nights I Like You podcast. I am sitting here, hot, sweaty, in the late stages of May. It's a hot and sweaty world out there, you know, 'cause it's summertime, at least here and where I live, you know. Everyone's hot, sweaty, and, like, you know, in dire need of, like, snow cones, ice cream, you know, pool, air conditioning. Why am I talking like this? Basically, this is a small episode of the podcast today. A small one. So, I'm tired. What do I talk about today? Yes, that is a fan in the background, because it's a long story. My neck. Gosh. I was boxing yesterday, and I messed my neck up. Like, the right side of my right side of my neck is all, like, sore, and, like, that is so weird. Then on, like, the left side of my neck, like, I guess I pulled a muscle or something, because there's, like, right beneath, like in between the spine in my neck, the bones in my neck and my left ear, there's, like, this little, like, 2-inch, like, strand of, like, muscle, I guess, that I pulled or something. I always do it. It's like when I jerk my head, like, because, you know, when you box and whatnot, you kind of, like, you dodge, you weave, because it's, you know, how you box, you know, basically simulating dodging someone swinging at you. So I do that and whatnot, but I guess I just popped just a thing in my neck or something. I mean, miserable. It's painful as hell. But, I mean, good lord, man. Just hurt like a you-know-what. Meanwhile, right now, in the background, I'm gonna be making, like, no, I don't give a crap about what's new on Microsoft Edge. Okay? I got work to do. Where is it? Let's see. What's the site? There we go. Here we go. Okay, so, I'll be talking over this. So I've been boxing a lot. I box quite a bit, you know. It's great for working out. I enjoy doing boxing, you know, like, it's fun. It's intense at times. I don't, like, go to a gym, by the way. The world is my gym. No, I don't go to a gym. So I just sit and chill in the comfort of my own home. That was my phone, by the way. Beeping, because some thing on something did something. Anywho, but no. I box a lot. It's honestly not that bad, boxing. You know? Like, I genuinely enjoy doing boxing and whatnot, because it really is a great workout, you know? Because if you're boxing around, you're bobbing, you're weaving, you're punching, you know, like, you're moving around, like, it's a really vigorous, good workout. You know, you just need, like, a pair of gloves. They don't have to be, like, you know, like, gloves boxers wear, like, boxing mitts or anything. Like, it can literally just be, like, just, like, a pair of gloves or something, you know? Like, it's not even that big of a deal, honestly. So, it's pretty incredible, you know? It's just fun, it's intense, it's exhilarating, you enjoy it quite a bit, you know. It's just great. It's great for working out, you know. So yeah, I love it, but yeah, it's not for everyone. But as long as you just have like a bag, you know, or at least something like a you can use as a bag, you're pretty much good. Like sometimes depending on where I'm working at, either at my grandparents' house or mine, what I'll do is, like, if I'm not, I'll like find somewhere to hang up like this old duffel bag my grandpa has, and just fill it like with old clothes and just hit it, you know. Like, you can literally just do that. I'm not even kidding. So it's not really that big of a deal, honestly. You can just do it, something as simple as that. So that's the great thing about, you know, that is you can just do that. You know, so I enjoy it, at least. So yeah, it's not bad, honestly. I like doing it. I've been working out quite a bit and eating pretty healthy. I've kind of gotten off the wagon, as they say, because, you know, I'm working on my diet, man. Like, I'm literally good with my diet. Like, I eat oatmeal for breakfast, just plain oatmeal with like an apple or an orange, banana, some kind of fruit. I don't put sugar or anything in it. Maybe if I'm feeling lucky, pun intended, someday I'll put in, like, you know, maybe like a spoonful of that, like, stevia stuff or whatever. You know, something like that. So, you know, so I kind of do that. Another thing I do is I eat, like, for lunch, like a snack throughout the day. I'll have like a granola bar, some fruit, vegetables, like some carrots or some, I don't know, you know. Just something, you know, just something, a little something, basically. And I'll eat that, you know, maybe a Cliff Bar, like a little thing of yogurt, like some Greek yogurt, or, you know, some good yogurt, you know, like, I'll do something like that, and that's pretty good for me. And, you know, I basically do that for, like, snacking, you know, like, I keep it light and stuff like that. Then for lunch, I'll have, like, some fruits and vegetables, like some steamed vegetables, some protein, something, you know, some meat, like maybe a sandwich, or, you know, like some chicken on a salad or something, you know. You know, something like that. Nothing crazy. Or, like, you know, like some steamed broccoli and, you know, like scrambled eggs. That's my stuff. Steamed broccoli and scrambled eggs. That is the stuff, man. I devour that stuff. Quite a bit, because it's just tremendous. And it's not, like, that bad taste-wise. It tastes great. So, like, it's honestly, like, eating healthy isn't too bad. Like, once you get used to it, you're kind of fine. Like, you actually, like, might enjoy it. Because, like, for me, it's like, I've almost honestly gotten sick of junk food lately, you know? Like, to me, it just, I don't know, just, like, it just wasn't as good anymore, you know? Like, I just don't, like, this really isn't that great. You know, like, I enjoy it more if it's, like, every once in a while. Like, you know, once, maybe twice a week, I'll have some stuff, you know? Like a cheat day. Or whatever, you know, like that. So, but other than that, you know, that's what I eat for lunch. Then, usually for dinner, what I'll have is, like, some more fruits and vegetables and protein. Like some steamed vegetables with some fruit, and maybe like a slice of like whole wheat toast, 100% whole wheat toast or something, you know. So, I'm pretty good on that front, you know. So usually I'm pretty good with that, and overall I am pretty good with it. So, you know. And maybe I'll have like a bowl of like honey bunches of oats or raisin bran or something like that for like a dessert, basically, I guess. And that's basically it. Then I just like try and eat as little, like I don't really eat after that. I try and like fast or whatever, or I don't know. Just don't basically eat after dinner time unless it's like, and if I do have to eat something, I'll have like, you know, like some baby carrots or some, you know, fruit, you know, some grapes, something like that. And I'll mow down that stuff because, you know, generally speaking, it's better for you. It's not bad. It's just, you know, fruits and vegetables. It's good for you. And drink water at the same time. Not to the point where I'm going to puke, but where it fills me up enough where I'm like, okay, I think I can hold off for a while till tomorrow morning, you know. So, currently, I weigh like 179. At least last time I weighed, which was yesterday. Which is, I weighed like, what was it? 189 at the very least, like, kind of like late March, early April. So, you know, the lowest I've gotten down to is 177. I can't remember exactly what 177 point, you know, but down to that, which is pretty good, honestly. Like, that's not half bad, you know? It's pretty decent, honestly. So, that's, you know, generally that's what I do. Like, in terms of diet. So, I am on my quest to get abs, but, I've just been watching a lot of, like, just workout stuff, and I'm just sitting here, like, just, like, laughing, like, what the heck are you people doing? Because apparently, like, I don't know, man. It's like, I guess I've learned that apparently there's, like, a lot of toxicity in, like, the exercise workout world. This is killing your gains. What idiot came up with the term gains? Like, good lord, man. You literally just ruined exercise for me. I could have went on living my life, not hearing that stupid term. But no, I have to sit here and listen. TikTok is killing your gains, man. Breathing is killing your gains. It's like, please, shut up, you muscly, veiny, weirdo. Yeah, you get your abs, get them all like giant and pump them up. You gotta like inflect the wrist. You gotta use like this 45 degree. It's like, please, shut up. I can't take this. It's like I see these YouTube shorts and I'm just like, don't do it, Lucky. Don't do it, you idiot. You know? And I'm just like, don't click on it. Don't click on it. It's gonna ruin your day. And I click on it and it just ruins it. It's horrible. Miserable. It's just... it's unbearable, man. It is unbearable. I cannot even describe how bad it is just watching those videos, because it's just, apparently it's a bunch of people speaking nonsense. I don't know if like, here's a little like, I don't know, just here's some truth. I'm dealing, what do I deal in? I deal in truth, baby. You know, I'm a truth dealer on this podcast. I'm going to give it to you straight. When you see a lot of these, I'm not going to name any ads, but you probably know the ones about like, ooh, try this thing to increase your something. Try this to, you know, increase your something. You know, do this to get bigger muscles. And it's like, please, shut up. Shut up, dude. Okay, take your muscly body somewhere else, okay? I don't want to look at it, okay? Not because I'm jealous of you and your abs, because it looks like, it's like, no, I want to be like, I would like to be fit and have some muscles and bulk up just a little bit, but I do not want to be this giant, like, fuck it, this Hulk-like thing. It's like, look at me and all my muscles. It's like, dude, can you even fit through a doorway? Like, good lord, good god, man. It's like, you look like you can barely fit through a door. It's like, why are all these chicks cheating on these thin guys and whatnot? It's like, dude, this one guy just obliterated this dude. I don't know the name of the video, but he just obliterated him because he was like, he basically just pointed out, like, dude, your entire personality is just built on your body. It's not you as a human being. It's like, you know, to me, you know, what's on the inside matters more. You know? Like, what matters to me is your personality. Like, don't get me wrong, I like a very attractive woman, but, like, it's not that big of a deal to me. You know? It's just like, if you make me happy and feel good, you're a keeper, okay? You're a keeper. I don't know why I did that. Anywho, but no, it's like, yeah, if you treat me nice and honest, you know, you're nice and respectful and kind and whatnot. Like, if you're like Adrian from Rocky, man, I will marry you instantly. Mainly because I'm a huge Rocky fan. I am sorry. I had to say that, but no, it's like, it's like, if you're just nice and kind, it's like, yeah, you make me happy, you're a keeper. I love you. So that's how it is for me. But that's the thing, man. It's just like, in our day-to-day society, man. I'm sorry I keep doing that. It's just like, they're like, it's just, a lot of it is very, apparently, like, in the whole bodybuilding and getting fit in the exercise world, it's apparently this really complex, weird, like, competitive, toxic thing. Where, like, I saw this dude doing deadlifting, which, by the way, like, I'm just gonna outright say this. This might be a generalization, but I don't care. I think a lot of deadlifting, well, no, generalization would be saying all. I would say a decent amount of deadlifting is dumb. Like, if you are literally gonna do an exercise that has the word dead in it, you're kind of a moron. Like, if you're literally doing an exercise where you're lifting ridiculous amounts of weight, like ridiculous weights to the point where, like, your muscles are literally ripping and tearing, you're projectile vomiting everywhere, your spine is gonna snap in half, you're gonna pass out and fall and crack your head on a table and die. Like, you're insane. You are insane. And apparently a lot of it is unbelievably competitive. You know, it's like ridiculously stupid, because it's like, there's like a billion of these muscly, veiny men and women, just saying, that's not, you know, what I'm into, but it's like, you know, where they're like just lifting this ridiculous weight, and I'm like, what are you doing? Am I supposed to like be impressed by that? Like, dude, if you can walk, if you can like jog like 5 miles in a continuously jog, that impresses me more than lifting. It's like you're gonna get yourself killed. It's like you're being an idiot. Please stop doing that, okay? Like, I don't mind, like, people lifting weights, you know, but, like, where they're, like, these deadlifting things, where they're, like, lifting, like, hundreds and hundreds of pounds, it's like, that is ridiculous. You are going to get yourself killed. I saw that, on my, like, the time counter on the voice recorder for the voice recorder. The time 2020 just passed, and I, like, had almost, like, a mini panic attack. I was like, you know? What a shitty year. Who gives a crap? YouTube's already screwing me over with the algorithm. So what? I'll drop an S word. You know what? I'll do it twice. Shitty. You know? But it's insane. It's just like, don't do that. You're crazy. But apparently it's just full of a lot of toxic people, like, posting, like 50 videos every day on their many different social medias, like, showing off their abs and, like, look at this. I'm lifting 500 pounds, and it looks like my elbows are gonna pop out and hit someone in the head across the room. You know, it's like, apparently it's really toxic, just, like, showing that off. It's like, don't get me wrong. You showing off your progress of how well you're doing, how good you're eating and exercising, totally fine. And, you know, dropping pictures every once in a while, you know, like, hey, look how good I'm doing, like, you know, just like a little saucy pic, you know, showing off your abs or your gluteus maximus, as they say. You know, your various body parts, you know, like, yeah, power to you, men and women. That's fine. But, like, where you're posting stuff like that all the time, where it's, like, very clear, it's like, look at my abs. I'm a billion times better. I'm not saying this stuff because I'm mad. Like, I'm jealous because I don't have a six-pack. It's like, I'm on my journey to get a six-pack. Like, I'm not jealous because I see, like, man, I mean, I wish, yeah, I looked like that, but I'm on the route to getting six-pack, you know, getting abs. But it's like, I'm not jealous to the point where I'm, like, gonna sit here and be like, that's horrible, you shouldn't do that. It's like, no, it's like, I don't mind people posting, like I said, pictures of themselves, you know, about their body and how they're doing, you know, a little saucy pic and stuff like that. Nothing wrong with that. But where you're doing it, like, toxically, where it's like you're posting billions of things every week. You're showing off to people where it's like, ooh, you know, like the women out there that are like fucking, you know, it's like they're doing squats and their ass is like pressing against the screen, or where guys are like lifting weights and they put them down, they're like, ah! It's like, dude, you're not impressing me. You look like a dork. What? Oh, look at me. I lifted up a freaking weight. I'm gonna scream like an animal now. Do you know how dumb you look? You know what? I actually think me going around in cosplay is less stupid than that. I would be more embarrassed if I lifted a weight like that and screamed after than literally walking around in my Mandalorian cosplay. I'm being dead serious. Like, it would not bother me at all. Because it's like, yeah, it's like, you know, it's like, yeah, I'm a nerdy guy, but it's cool. You are literally screaming like you're, like, I don't know, like you're Hercules. It's like, dude, what's the weight on that thing? Oh, it's 5 pounds. It's like, good Lord, man. Good God, man. It's just ridiculous. It's dumb and it's stupid. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. But no, it's like Just don't watch a lot of that stuff because it gets very toxic and competitive and stuff. That's why I go to a gym. I don't want to go to a gym where it's a bunch of sweaty people I don't know looking at me while I'm trying to work out. I want to work out in private. I mean, I obviously go out and bike and walk around my town for my daily cardio. Other than that, I just work out in my room, you know. I got weights, but I'm not out here deadlifting anything ridiculous. I just got like this, 34-pound weight, like barbell that I just do like curls with and, lifting, laying down on the ground on my back. Other than that, I don't deadlift like billions of pounds, and I never will, because I guess apparently it really doesn't do much, besides like strength training. I guess, like, apparently it doesn't make you, like, more muscly. I don't know, from what I've heard. It's just more for, like, strength training. But it's like, yeah, I'm never gonna do that. Like, I have literally been fighting for my life not to die and get sick for the past 21 years. I'm not gonna lift up 100 pounds and snap my spine in half. It's like, It's like, because I've already been in the hospital, sick with like pneumonia and almost dying from that, severe dehydration, blockages, liver failure, then other times like I was sick with, obviously pancreatic flare-ups and stuff. So like, yeah, I've been through a lot of crap. I'm not trying to make things worse for me, But I don't know, it's just ridiculous, I think. I think you should be careful and genuinely be like, am I making myself look like an idiot? That's what you got to ask yourself. If you're going to do something, basically ask yourself, am I going to look like an idiot after this? That's one of the best pieces of advice I can ever give to a person is, are you going to look like an idiot? Yeah, you are? Okay, don't do it. So, that's just me. But, yeah. So, I recently went to this, this place called like Reuse It Center, I think. Where basically it's a bunch of old antiques and parts and furniture people have just like brought there to sell. So what I did is, I went ahead, bought a shelf, a bracket, 3 tiki torches, not kidding, I've always wanted some, a knife, a 1969 Pontiac car radio, like this little sports manual thing from like the 60s, and this little plate, like metal plate, and like this little army bag thing and whatnot. And what else? I feel it was just something else. Probably forgetting, I don't know. And I bought a bike, because like this, like my old bike it was handed down to me from my grandfather. He was like, here, have mine, I don't use it. I was like, okay. But over the years, it just broke apart. And I was like, it's just like, I want my own bike, yeah, I get it. My grandpa was like, well, we got tons of bikes. It's like, yeah, I get it, but you don't want to use, you want to get your own car. You don't want to use somebody else's car for ages. You don't want to use, somebody else's computer for ages. You want your own stuff. And this summer, because I was like, I really want to start biking a lot this summer, so I can kind of switch things up, So I'm going to go do biking right after I record this and do my daily workout. So instead of walking today, I'm going to go biking, so that should be fun. Test out my new bike. But it was nice, because I was like, I wanted an old school Schwinn bike, for summer. I was like, I would love to have one. That would be my dream bike. So I went to this Reuse It Center thing, and I saw this bike, and I was like, oh my god. It was literally exactly what I wanted. old school Schwinn bike, the nice tires, the nice seat. It's like all vintage and like 20th century. You know, the nice brake handles. You know, like the brakes on the handles. You know, the thin, like I said, did I say it? I don't know if I said it. The thin tires, those nice like thin cycling tires. And, you know, it was cool because it even had like this built-in like Schwinn like bag satchel thing behind the seat on the back. You can put stuff in. So I was like, oh, that's sweet. And it was in remarkable condition. Seat worked, satchel worked, tires were perfect, brakes worked, pedals worked. You know, I was like, and it wasn't really rusted or anything like that. And it was $40, and I was like, I have to have this. I have to buy this. Because other people were looking at the bikes, and I was like, man, I gotta get it because I know somebody's gonna buy it. $40 isn't bad for a bike like in that condition, like a vintage bike as well as it was. So, you know, after like some kind of like, you know, debating with my grandma, I was like, please, just this, I want it. And she called my grandpa. He was like, we don't need more bikes. Here, I'll give you one. I'm like, I just want my own bike. This is my dream bicycle. And eventually she was like, all right, okay. And she was like, how are you going to get home? Because, like, it was like a mile-long drive or ride home. You know, it wasn't that far, but thankfully it was, you know, it was like maybe a mile in total or so, about a mile from that place back to my home. So I was like, I'll just ride it home. The problem is like, I'd say a fourth of the way through the ride, the pedal broke off. The right pedal broke off. Because what I had no idea was on the inside of it, the threads were stripped. So it would literally pop out. It wouldn't screw inside and hold. Because all the like threads were just worn down. So I was like, crap, how am I going to do this? So then I was like, damn it. I was like, then I started walking the thing home, and I was like, oh, this is miserable. You know? And I was all hot and sweaty. Ugh, miserable. Because it was really humid that day. I think it was about to rain. But, you know, that was the thing. I was like, I was so annoyed because I was like, I figured like for $40, something probably had to be wrong. But I was just so blown away by like how like it was pretty much in just perfect condition. It was literally just that pedal. Thankfully, though, my mom's boyfriend, who is literally the nicest guy in the world, I'm very shy around him. You know, he thinks like I don't like him and whatnot. It's not that. Like, I actually really like him. He's a nice guy. I'm just really, really shy. You know? Like, I'm shy. It takes me a while to like settle in, and then, you know, around like family and friends. Then I'm chill, and, you know, I'm an extrovert, basically. It just kind of depends on who I'm around and after I settle in for a while. Hold on, I gotta get something to drink. Because I'm thirsty! Let's see. Ow. Have you seen this, Matt? It's a reference. Anywho, though. Ah, boy, I am so sweaty. I'm not kidding. I'm literally sitting here in my underwear. I have no regrets, by the way. This is the freedom of a podcast that doesn't have a camera. You can just record here in your underwear and not have to give a crap. One of these days, I might, you know, record an episode, a couple episodes at some point, or just start using my, you know, my webcam for that as well. But also, you know, I'll be doing it with maybe some other ASMR YouTubers and voice actors at some point. I got some people, you know. Lauren from Happy Feet Audios, which go subscribe. Miss Rivers Audio. I know a bunch of people. So, but yeah. So that's kind of something that'll happen at some point. That's this stuff. But, you know. So, my mom's boyfriend, like I said, nice guy, amazing guy. I really do like him. He's hilarious. He's the nicest guy in the world. You know, he gave me this really cool knife, you know, this really cool pocket knife, because I'd been wanting one for a while that he gave that was really nice. You know, he brings over snacks, he cooks for us, you know, we went out and got snow cones with him, you know, he's a really nice guy. He is the nicest dude. So he's a nice guy. I love him. I totally approve of him and you know, whatnot. So I give him my blessing to date my mom and fall in love, because she deserves, you know, someone like that. So, but he's a welder. He's a really good welder that welds on a lot of stuff. And I was like, I texted him, like, can you fix this? So my mom, cause it was nice, because all I literally had to do was get an Allen wrench, unscrew like the metal bar that holds on the pedal and connects it to the gear of the bike. I took that off, then basically gave him the I guess I'll call it lever and the pedal. And he welded the thing right back on yesterday, and I put it on the bike and tested it out. Worked perfectly. So my bike is fixed now. I now have my dream bike, and it's perfect. So I absolutely love it. It is the coolest thing in the world. It's a nice bike. So I thanked him, and I was like, you know, it's like next time I'll have to buy you a beer or something, you know. So he's a nice guy, but he fixed it for me, and the it's doing good now. So I'm gonna use that tonight. After I'm done, you know, recording this, I'll go use it. So that should be fun. So I'll do that. Bike around town, try it out. It'd be awesome. So yeah, I absolutely love it. I love it. It's great. So let's move on to a little nerd news. So the new trailer for the Dexter, like, sort of, I guess, season finale, basically, because infamously Dexter had like a really bad finale and whatnot, and people were just, you know, absolutely in uproar about the whole thing. You know, Dexter, which was such a great show, basically about this guy called Dexter Morgan, if I remember correct. I watched a bit of it a couple years back. I never truly got into it, but it was a great show where he's basically a serial killer that hunts other serial killers. It's so good. Like, it's an excellent show. It's incredible. But it just had this really infamously bad finale, and, you know, people were just kind of up in arms about it. But I think like a year ago or something, last year I think, or the year before maybe, they announced, like, we're going to do one last season of Dexter and completely do it right and whatnot and fix it up. We'll end the story correctly. You know, we'll give you a truly good ending this time. Which, that's the thing, like, you know, in a kind of a world where a lot of companies just completely trash their fans, no one in particular I'm talking about, where they just trash their fans and treat them like crap. I mean, to be fair, a lot of, you know, people do just crap on companies and franchises and hate on them, you know. The internet exists. But a lot of companies do it as well, you know. It's a two-way street, basically. I just accidentally unplugged my headphones because I'm a moron. But no, I really respect it when companies are like, okay, we're going to do right by this. We're going to fix this. We're going to do right by it. And we're going to take care of it. We'll do it right. You know, like with Sonic, how they changed the design, and how a lot of Marvel Studios stuff is like, you know, like, we're going to come in here. It's like, okay, you didn't like this thing. In the next, some film down the line, we're going to fix that and do it right. Like they're doing with the Mandarin now. You know, how they kind of screwed it up in Iron Man 3, which I didn't think was that bad. You know, it was a twist, but I can see why it made people angry. They're like, okay, the Mandarin is going to be in Shang-Chi now, and, you know, we're going to do right by him. So a lot of people are just crapping on the MCU lately. Which, do what you want, but, like, I think, despite the MCU's flaws, it's still a pretty darn good franchise. You know, it created one of the biggest franchises in pop culture history that even today, yeah, after Endgame, as much as people would like to be like, oh, Marvel's dead after it, or like Marvel sucks after it, it's like, it's not really that bad, honestly. It's like, I just see a lot of people hate on stuff, you know? Just trash things to death, and I'm like, dude, it's like, there are a lot of people, I'm not going to name anyone specifically, that online, I mean, everybody has an opinion and whatnot, you know, a lot of people review things subjectively and others do it objectively. I think the whole subjectivity, objectivity argument is absolutely stupid, because I used to be a part of it. I used to be a very, like, oh, stuff is subjective, it's only subjective. Then I was like, oh, it's only objective. And then I had this, like, epiphany, this moment where I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely stupid. You know? I have seen so many... you know what? A lot of people that do these things are rational people. You know, the subjectivity versus objectivity argument. But there are a lot that are complete morons. You know, most are fine, but they're... well, no, I'd say half are fine, half are idiots. I have literally read and heard stuff that was so unbelievably bad. I genuinely thought, like, so this is peak humanity. It's like, oh, don't trust the critics that review films. Then they go around and post some review on something where they give a ridiculously bad, well, I don't know what the hell you'd call it. But it's like, you are literally just as bad, if not worse. Like, don't try and get on your high horse and act like you're better or smarter. Because you cannot deny there's some idiots on here that are just as bad. You know? But it's like they want to live in their perfect world, in their side of their bubble, where it's like, no, everything is only subjective and whatnot. Art is subjective. You're just wrong. You just don't get it and whatnot. Or then there's the other side where it's like, oh no, everything's objective. It's down to a mathematical, scientific, robotic thing where it's like, we're making a review here, where it's like almost like, are you a robot reviewing a film? Like, it's so unbelievably robotic and cold and calculating and clinical. It's like, what the hell are you doing? To the point where it's like, oh, no, you're if you don't agree with my statements, my reviews, you're an idiot, a moron who doesn't know good filmmaking, who can't properly review a film. It's like, dude, as soon as you drape yourself in the whole holier than thou, I'm better than everyone, egotistical crap, like, I'm out of here. Like, do you not realize how big of a moron you sound? You sound like a dork. What, you and your bunch of goofballs with microphones, like, we're over here, like, criticizing film like it's like we're the, like, fucking Beatles of film criticism. It's like you're a bunch of dorks with microphones who review stuff like robots, who basically, essentially say, you're an idiot if you don't think it this way. It's like, you are not doing any favors. It's just, stay out of film criticism online. Just don't get into it. It's a wasteland of morons. You know, that's my advice. There are a lot of them that are nice, good, and sane. Then there's just, well, insane people. That's besides the point. But, you know, now they're coming back and doing this whole Dexter kind of like true, proper ending, and I'm all for it. Like, when some company basically is like, yeah, we admit our faults, and they go back and try something different and new, I very, very well respect that. I don't think I said that right, but I greatly respect it. I really do. So, I'm excited. I watched the trailer. Like, they just released a teaser trailer a couple days ago. It looks great. Michael C. Hall has not aged a day. The guy is amazing. So I'm extremely excited for it. You know, like, and, you know, judging by the hype behind it in the comments, like, everybody is very excited for it, too. So, I'm excited about that. Then, in other news, I haven't seen it. I need to, because I've been saving to do a reaction on the Snake Eyes trailer, the Eternals trailer, and the Let There Be Carnage trailer. I need to do reactions to those. I'm saving. I'm waiting to do them. But apparently, there's like a whole bunch of controversy about the new Eternals trailer, where people, you know, are really, you know, they're really being critical of it, which, you know, they do have some pretty good points, because apparently from what I've heard, it's very, like, just kind of, like, nothing, like, really genuinely fresh, or, like, the idea of the Eternals is a really cool concept. I'm not going to really go into it, because it's extremely complicated, but, you know, the Eternals as characters are extremely obscure, but they do have, like, a really interesting concept. They're basically demigods that were created by gods, and they fight these things called deviants, which were made by the gods and whatnot. So, but they're basically worshipped as gods on Earth and whatnot. And the deviants are basically make up the monsters from all of, like, the mythology from history. The Minotaur, you know, the Kraken, you know, dragons, stuff like that, basically. It's a really interesting concept, and it supposedly takes place spanning over, you know, like, millions of years or whatever. Like, it's huge. It's basically, Kevin Feige said, it's like the Eternals is basically showing the building blocks of the MCU, if I remember correctly, his words. But apparently it's just very, like, kind of generic. Like, and a lot of people have been saying, like, what's the point? Which I kind of understand. It's like, yeah, it's like, at this point, like, what is kind of the point? I mean, personally, I think the idea of, like, going back through time, seeing everything that's happening through the MCU, I think, to be fair, that is kind of, it's not necessarily needed, but it's not, like, the most unimportant thing, because it could flesh things out, offer new kinds of stories. Like, I'm willing to give it, like, a shot, basically. You know, a lot of people are just saying, like, just trash, garbage, it sucks, boring, who cares, which, you know, they have every right to, and if that's your opinion or whatever, totally fine, everyone's allowed to have one. But, like, it seems like a lot of them are just not giving it a shot and whatnot, and are just immediately writing out everything out in Marvel Phase 4, like, it's gonna be horrible. Which, I mean, yeah, like I said, everybody's allowed to have their opinions and be skeptical, but I don't think everything's going to be horrible. I think Loki will be good. I think Shang-Chi is going to be amazing. Thor: Love and Thunder is going to be hilarious. It's going to be another great film by Taika Waititi. You know, like, I think there is some pretty, like, good, interesting... I think What If is also a really great concept. Like, I think there's genuinely some good stuff in there. I really do. So, I'm personally very excited for a lot of it, but I understand, you know. But I think there is still a lot of it that has great potential, and that's going to be great. Maybe not all of it will be the most unique and interesting, but decent, you know. But I think there's going to be a lot that genuinely will be good. I mean, WandaVision was pretty unique. It was a pretty incredible show for its uniqueness, its style, its feel, you know, and concept. It was a really interesting concept. And I liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier, even though it was a more conventional, you know, more generic thing, you know. Which, yes, I'll finish that at some point. I might actually watch an episode tonight. No guarantees, though. But, you know. But, yeah, that should be interesting. But a lot of people are saying, you know, like, one of the points I hear is, like, and I agree, this is one point I really do agree with, is, like, where the hell were they? Because when you think about it, it's like, there were so many, okay, I'm going to enter a meme here, Avengers-level threats throughout the history of the MCU, from Iron Man to Endgame and whatnot, and even obviously Far From Home. You know, the Infinity Saga. It's like, where the hell were they like during the first Avengers? You know, Thor: The Dark World, The Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron, like Infinity War, Endgame. Like, where the hell were you? That was another thing they kind of had to answer in Captain Marvel. It's like, that is a really good point. It's like, where were you? You know, like, you've been around for whatever years, but like, you didn't interfere. You didn't like, you know, you didn't get involved. It's like, half the universe died. What were you doing? But to be fair, one of the ideas, the reasons why they didn't interfere, and I don't know if the trailer is going to change this, because they're going to show off, you know, that, oh, we did, you know, no, we knew about it. So this is, to be fair, this is going to be something Marvel is going to have a real good explanation for. Because, like, you missed out on some ridiculously important stuff. Because if I remember correctly, in the comics, there was an internal storyline which they might use for the film, probably, to explain, yeah, why they didn't get involved. And the reason why is because, I don't know the exact thing, but it was basically like their memory had been wiped, essentially. They had no idea they were these sort of demigods, basically, with these really important powers and whatnot. They had no idea. They were essentially, their mind was wiped, you know? Where Bucky's like, am I a joke to you? It's like, yeah, we had our minds wiped, is why we didn't interfere. It's like, am I a joke to you? I got brainwashed by Hydra for decades. What the hell are you talking about? So that's one of the explanations. It was from a comic that they basically, like, their memory had been wiped and they had no idea that they were who they were, basically. Which might be a reason why they would explain they didn't know, is because they literally had no idea that they were these superheroes, basically, these gods. So that could be partially one of the explanations why. But I do agree, like, yeah, that they're going to have a real good reason. Hopefully it's not some stupid joke or something, you know, where it's like, we just, I don't know, forgot, like when you forget to get the thing you're supposed to get at the store, you know, like, I needed to get sticky notes, you know. It's like, I forgot about it. It's like, I should have wrote a sticky note. It's like, I'm out of sticky notes. It's a paradox. The sticky note paradox. I don't actually know if that's a thing. But no, that's the thing, is like, yeah, they're going to have a good explanation. Because, yeah, like, that's a pretty important thing. So, yeah, I don't know. I do not know. But hopefully it's going to be a good film and it blows everybody away and whatnot. So I hope it's going to be good. I mean, I trust Marvel, but, you know, I mean, anything could happen. So I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic, basically. You know, like, I'm going to give it a chance. I'm not going to completely rule it out instantly. So, yeah. But let's see. Let us look at some questions. Why did I do that in a Russian voice? I don't know. Beats me. Government, man. Okay, let's see. Okay, any advice for someone looking for both a place to live and a job at the same time? Well, I don't know. That I don't really know, because, like, I don't have my own place. I still live with my mom, with my younger brother, and my dog, you know, for now. And, I currently don't really have like a job besides obviously, Patreon and voice acting and stuff like that. So I don't really have any too much experience in that field at the moment. I don't have a job currently, and I don't have my own place. Like a true, legit, job. Considering I'm pretty much I voice act, but I'm not like a professional full-time guy. So I'd look up, I guess through the, Yellow Pages, phone book, ads in newspapers. I'd talk to people, I'd ask questions, I'd look around basically. I'd start calling are you hiring, so I'd do that. I'd start making some calls. I'd start looking some stuff up, which, find out some stuff like that. Start making some calls to, places of work around your town, and, start looking in, the newspaper and places and stuff for a home, or just call an expert, because I'm not one, clearly. Let's see. What is your favorite character from a show or movie? What's my favorite character? I don't know, man. I guess, from my favorite character from a movie, I would say, is it's a tie between Lieutenant Frank Drebin from the Naked Gun films and Holland March from The Nice Guys, which, by the way, great comedy, incredible underrated film. And I guess for a show, I would say Matt Murdock, Daredevil, and whatnot. Or SpongeBob, or Deku. Yeah, Deku. That's another favorite. So those are kind of my favorites, basically. And I'd throw Captain America and the Winter Soldier and Spider-Man in there, too. I don't really have any one definitive favorites. It's always a number one. It's a tie. Everything is a tie at number one. And lastly, what movie you thought was going to be good but turned out terrible? Terrible. Oh, man. I don't even know. I don't know, actually. I don't even know, honestly. I really don't. Yeah, I honestly don't know. Yeah, I don't know any movie or TV or whatever that I was just disappointed by it, that I thought it was going to be great and ended up terrible. I don't know any. I legitimately can't name a single thing. I can't do it. No, I don't know. But I will give you some games I thought were going to be dope. Ended out being bad, not as good. One of them was Fallout 76. I was so hyped for that game after Fallout 4. I got so excited. I pre-ordered. Bad choice. I even bought a t-shirt and sat down and watched it. And I was like, oh my god, this is horrible. This is absolutely boring as hell. That. What else? Whatever that World War II Payday style game they made. I wasn't disappointed because I still I didn't hate it. I don't think it was terrible. It was just, I was a little disappointed. Destiny 2. I was hoping it would be much different. It's hilarious because I still have that on my computer downloaded. But it was just I was hoping I could fly around in my ship. Just it would be really different from the ground up, but it really wasn't. It was just more Destiny. I mean, I liked it, but it was like, it was like, this was a bit disappointing, honestly. What else? Crap, what was that one game? What was it? Oh, boy. I can't remember. There was, like, one game that was just so bad. Like, I literally played it once, and I'm like, I just made the greatest mistake of my life. So, I don't really know, honestly. I don't know. But this has been Nights of Lucky Podcast. Take care. Stay safe. Chill. I'll be releasing content, as I'm trying to adjust and fix my schedule. So don't worry. I'm not leaving YouTube or anytime soon. I'm doing alright. I'm going to commit to it. And I'll try and put out as much content as I can. So, and something that would really help me out. Share, like, subscribe. Recommend videos to other people, because, I'm getting hit by the algorithm by YouTube, and my views are going down, and my subs are. So, if you could help me out like that, it's totally, I would hug you if I could. I'd greatly appreciate it. But, if you don't have the time or don't want to, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But, take care, and I'll see you around.